So here I am, surfing the web looking for something to share with my new huge YouTube audience, and I stumbled across this video made by one Bailey C. Now Bailey, I had some thoughts on your recent video that I'd like to share with you. Before I start though, I just want to be clear that I don't have any malicious intent with this video. I just want to ask you some questions and challenge some of your ideas. It'd be great to hear your thoughts on my suggestions in either video response format or just in the comments section. Thanks.
Hey guys, it's Bailey. Yeah, I know I've been gone for a little while. Had a couple of things come up and then I got sick, so fun stuff.
What up, yo?
So this is a Monday vlog topic on a Tuesday, and the topic is gender stereotypes and how they affect trans people. More specifically, how trans people are more expected to conform to these stereotypes once they've transitioned to the opposite gender.
Okay, let's do it.
What I mean by that is when a trans person comes out and, goes from one gender to the other, all of a sudden, gender stereotypes for them completely change.
Well, yeah, when you swap your gender from female to male, people would typically expect you to act less like a female and more like a male.
However, they're more scrutinized. For example, if a cisgender guy wears makeup, it's like, yeah, boy, you break that binary, yeah, you wear that Sephora, you contour well, and fucking shit, I'm not an expert on makeup at all.
What? If I see a cis bloke wearing makeup, I don't go, yeah, boy, represent, homie. I think, well, that's fucking unusual. Because it is.
But the few times I do wear makeup, I get, are you sure you're really trans?
Okay, well the gender stereotype of women wearing makeup and men not wearing makeup has arose because the majority of men don't wear makeup and the majority of women do. Now, when you transition from a female to a male, I think it's reasonable to assume you'd actually want to pass as a male. If you were a trans man wearing high heels, caked in makeup, and made absolutely no effort to try and look, act, or sound like a man whatsoever, then what would be the point? So, given that logic tells us to assume transgender people who identify as a different gender would want to pass for that gender, and that it's way more common for men not to wear makeup, can you see why people might be confused about you wanting to be male if you start wearing makeup like the majority of women do, and only a tiny percentage of men do?
So yeah, trans guys get scrutinized for any little feminine thing they like or do. Trans women, complete opposite. They get scrutinized for anything masculine they do.
Yeah, you know that happens to everyone, right? Imagine me a few years ago when I was in college going up to the lads and saying, "Alright lads, check out my new fluffy pink purse, ain't it sick?" Or, "Hey lads, you heard that new Justin Bieber song, Baby? I had that on all night last night while I was chatting up chicks on MSN and painting my nails." I'd have been fucking slaughtered. Luckily, I never did any of those things. No, I'm not lying, Mum. Why are you saying that? If you're going to stand out from the crowd and be unique, expect attention for it. This is the real world, man. It's cold as tits out there.
And really, I'm just very confused at that. I mean, at the end of the day, I identify as male. I'm a man. Even this little faux leather vest that I love wearing. This was from the thrift store, from the women's section. Yet, I wear it, and I'm a guy. I give no shits. Why is it such a horrific thing for a guy to like something girlish, or a girl to like something guyish? It makes no sense.
Yeah, horrific sounds like a bit of an exaggeration there, mate. It might shock or surprise people, yeah, but that's because it's not what people are used to seeing. The majority of people don't think it's horrific, just that it's unusual. If you want to stand out from the crowd and wear women's clothing whilst you identify as a man, then that's your choice you're entitled to make. But you can't expect people to just blindly accept it as normal behaviour when it's not. You do have to be somewhat realistic about the fact that you might get looks or confuse people who simply don't understand what it feels like to doubt your gender. It's no different to me going to the gym at 6 AM every day. People give me looks and get confused because they can't understand why I do that either. It's just uncommon.
Why do we live in a world where we think our interests define who we are? Better yet, why do those interests absolutely have to match our identities if we're transgender?
But our interests do define who we are. Our interests and the way we enjoy spending our time make up our personality. The hobbies you partake in, your favourite movie genre, your favourite music, and yes, even the way you dress, talk and walk. They all make up our individual personalities and they make us who we are. They are what makes us unique. Is there something else you'd rather have to make up our personality? And your interests don't have to conform with your gender identity. Not if you don't want them to. Who in the street is forcing you into putting the girl's jacket down saying, no, you little twat, you have to wear men's clothes? It stands out because it's abnormal, but that doesn't mean it's bad, and it doesn't mean anyone should or is treating you horrifically for it. So how do your interests absolutely have to conform to your gender identity? You do you, bro. And I'll do me.
But yet we cheer on those who break the idea for cisgender people. Trans men are men, trans women are women. There's really no reason for us to have to explain, I like this, or I don't like this, even though society says I should, or shouldn't. Then again, gender stereotypes just don't make sense as a whole, so...
I'm really not sure what you mean about cisgender people being champions over transgenders for doing the same thing, or about why gender stereotypes don't make any sense at all. But maybe that's a conversation for another day, eh? You do seem like a nice enough bloke. I just feel like you're getting a little too wrapped up in that victim complex that social justice warriors are so desperate to convince you have. Think about what I've said, what you consider to be an issue, and then think about whether it really is an issue. Like I said, I'd love to hear your thoughts. There's either a video response or just a comment if you're feeling lazy. So hopefully I'll hear from you soon. Trash is peacing out, motherfuckers.
Okay, so here's my request to you guys. Down below, I want you to let me know one thing you do or like that is the quote-unquote opposite of your gender.
The thing I do not do, which is considered the quote-unquote opposite of my gender, is to oppress females every day of my life, because apparently every man does that whether they like it or not. For fuck's sake, feminists.